Hi there, it's Ken with RogueDeckbuilder.com here with the match number 2 with our standard versus standard mono blue versus Abzan. So Theros and Ravnica blocks versus Khans of Tarkir and Theros. Yes, we like to play first. These are the Pro Tour deck lists. This is absolutely keepable from the respective Pro Tours that won their standard Pro Tours after the release of their sets. So this is the one that won Theros, and Tutor's Library, Amsterdam, is playing the Abzan Control that won the Khans of Tarkir Pro Tour. So it's a pretty aggressive curve. We have a first turn Judge's Familiar to a second turn Tidebinder Mage. Not the greatest hand ever, but not. This is a keepable mono blue hand. Plus, Judge's Familiar is a great card versus him. It sets a lot of his spells back a whole turn. Tidebinder Mage is kind of meh against his deck on second turn, because it doesn't really tap anything down. Mutavault's fine, but we'll attack him with the Judge's Familiar. And I do think we just Tidebinder Mage. Just a vanilla 2-2, but it's fine. See if he has the Courser Crucifix. He does. No, he does not. Okay, so the Tidebinder's going to get in there for some damage. And another Tidebinder Mage, which I guess is fine, because I think if we're going to win this, it's going to be on the back of a Master. So let's hope he doesn't Courser here. I just want to see he comes and play tap land. But it appears Courser's going to come out, and now, okay, yeah, geez. So Courser and then Sorin, Solemn Visitor. Ah, that would have been nice last turn. We're just going to make him answer it. If he doesn't have the removal, it's pretty much game. Thing is, the deck runs so much removal. He can't do a Hero's Downfall, though. He doesn't have the mana for it. He's got the wrong mana. And all of these sources, I believe, come play tapped, except for Mana Confluence. Caves, he needs like a Caves here. Or a... Yeah, I'm not even sure what he needs at this point. This is a difficult matchup to side against. So I see the merits of running the Jace in this deck. Like a 4th turn Jace, if he doesn't have the Siege Rhino, just gets out of control versus this deck. I'm able to... Okay, so he did get the Urborg Tomb Yawgmoth, which... Yep, there goes the Master. See, I think Master's the terrible card in this matchup. He's got so much removal, I think that they just all go out. Or maybe we go down to like a 1 of or 2 of. I mean, it does force him to answer, like if he didn't have the answer there. But there's another great draw. This Tidebinder Mage hits. And you know what? I could have countered that. I forgot all about the Judge's Familiar there. I could have just countered the Utter End, couldn't I have? Wow, I just completely threw the game with the Utter End. He's going to be able to now get my Thassa, but I think he wants to like Rhino or something here. So I can't... Wow, Kevin. Yeah, Judge's Familiar completely counters that Utter End. I don't know if it's going to be a big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 next turn. So he's got to go Siege Rhino. Ugh. Which... And he gains another life off of basic planes. Alright, so... Get another island. That's not what I wanted to see. But I get in for 3. Sort of negated that Siege Rhino. We have a Thassa now has to deal with, which again, the Abzan charms, everything just deals with Thassa in this matchup. I mean, possibly even Thassa just goes bye-bye in the... Now, Thassa's just too powerful because it does require either the Utter End or the Abzan charm. Alright, so another land comes out. He's got a Scryland on top, 5 cards in hand, and we know he has a Sorin Solemn Visitor. But I completely threw this game again. I apologize for that with the Judge's Familiar on the other end. For some reason, I think he had the mana with the card. But it is what it is. Play mistakes. That's how you lose games of Magic. He does, though. He's still in a pickle. He still has to answer the Thassa, which he does. Ugh. And there's a Mystic, which is annoying. But he can't attack in. That is a useless card. We'll attack in for 1. Completely through this game. I have a feeling I'm just going to die to multiple Siege Rhinos. Or just Sorin Solemn Visitor here just kills me. He'll want that Hero's Downfall. Can't do anything about this. Decides to go with a 2-2. Yep, that's very good. Nothing I can do. I think I have to make the trade here. And kill off the Sorin. And lose 2 dudes. An island is terrible. So we need to keep this Tidebinder Mage back, but these 3 can attack in. And if he's got a Hero's Downfall, we're even in worse shape. Alright, so we kill... Did I need to attack with the 3rd Tidebinder Mage? Yeah, I did there. So Sorin's still alive. I get rid of his Vampire token. Yeah, I punted this game. One last time, I apologize for that. This was definitely a game where we should have just won off the back of the Master of Waves. Gonna go with Lifelink. This means he'll probably attack into a Siege Rhino. Yep, and just not care about his Sorin, because he does have a Hero's Downfall to take care of the Tidebinder Mage. Three cards left in his hand. I need to draw a creature here. Jace is terrible, but Jace at least allows me to look at the top. At least we get the Frostburn Weird. That can block the Courser. This evolves it. We're going to swing everything into Sorin. He's definitely going to get rid of the Thoughtseize. So Sorin's dead. Unfortunately, though, my Jace is going to die. I'm sure he's going to downfall this Tidebinder Mage. Yep. So much removal. And he still has a Thoughtseize, though, on top. So, one dead card. And a Caryatid's actually dead, too. A Thassa gets us back in this game. A Master Wave sort of gets us back in this game. Again, it's another card he has to deal with. Tidebinder Mage is actually even pretty good to tap down a Siege Rhino. Both these are going into Jace, so I could care less about blocking. Jace can just die. Absorbed 4 damage there and got me a card. Not too shabby. And he's able to scry away the Caryatid. He's not going to want that. So another Judge is familiar. I hate that. Do we try to race here? I am ahead in life a little bit. But yeah, I think we do try to race. Only thing I can do. He goes down to a 9. And we'll familiar again. And I'm sure he'll sack the Caryatid to find another Caryatid. Wow, his shuffler is so messed up. It's done that twice now. He does get a Llanowar Waste off the top of the courser. That's annoying, but he's got a Citadel coming up. And we know one of the cards is a Thoughtseize. That the Caryatid is actually relevant because it blocks. Thassa just flat out wins the game. An overloaded Cyclonic Rift is 1 away. I think we know what that other card in his hand is. I just can't quite... I think it's a Hero's Downfall. So he's gonna go the race strat with the Siege Rhino, which is smart. That's not a card we wanted to see. We'll attack him like this. He'll put the Caryatid in front of the Frostburn Weird. And we'll pump the Frostburn Weird to kill it. And he'll be down to a 6. And we'll throw out the Mutavault. Johnny coming up. Goes to a 7, which is very relevant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because all we can do is 5. Well, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can actually do 7 damage if he attacks with the Siege Rhino. Yes. So he understands that. Johnny's just going to make him lethal. Another Raptor. About as useless gets. If I swing with everything, he can block the Frostburn Weird and block the Tidebender Mage to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is absolutely not worth it. Down to a 4. Hate to give him information here. There's another Claflin Raptor, though, that is threatening lethal if we draw anything relevant. Siege Rhino coming up. Now we are in a huge pickle. Because he can do both, right? Yes. He can do Johnny and Siege Rhino. Ugh. And that should be game. I need like a... I need a miracle, which is not going to happen. And an Elspeth coming up the following turn. So I punted this game. With the stupid... part on my part not countering that other end. That's going to do 3 damage. Putting him back up to a 7. But he still can't really attack in. I go Tidebinder Mage next turn, tap down something, and then just kill him. Because you can distribute three counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. He goes all on 1 with trample on a Siege Rhino. I really have 1 top deck to do something. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. If I get an evolved creature, he can still block, block, block. So do 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my only hope is a Cyclonic Rift, or a Cyclonic Rift doesn't even do it because I need all the mana. He absolutely should not attack in. The right play is everything back. Yep. And then hope I just completely miss here with like a land. That's not going to do it. Really not going to do it. No clue how I'm going to survive this. Needed that card a long time ago. This at least will give me 3 cards, which could get me a master. Tidebinder Mage is nice. Island is okay because we can use it. And I don't know if that does it. So, he gets an Elspeth. He can distribute the 3 counters. He's actually going to look, because he wants another Siege Rhino. And, yeah, because you need to distribute counters. Anyway, I don't know. Did he just miss there? He might have just missed there. And then Elspeth, Taxi, and I block and then kill him on the backswing. But I don't know if he's quite dead. Go to the sideboard. I should have won that game anyway by just not being an idiot at the first. But we're going to bring in the negates. And the needle. And I even like the rapid hybridization. Siege Rhino seems like it's the card that kills me. So I'm going to bring them all in. What I don't like is the Jace. Absolutely don't like the Jace. Binathosas are amazing. These Cyclonic Rifts are amazing. The Master Waves are the biggest pile of garbage. I'm going to take them all out. They just die. There's just too much stuff they die to. And even maybe this many Thasas with ways to exile them isn't the right play. So I'm going to go into 3 Thasas. And we're just going to try to go this aggressive route and see if that works better. With being able to shut down with Needle. With being able to negate stuff, rapid hybridization stuff, tap stuff down. And we don't need Aetherling. I don't think we need an Aetherling. We don't need Ratchet Bombs. We don't need the Jaces. The only thing I would consider is putting in 1 Jace. We'll submit this. Just not a fan of the Master Waves in this match, especially when he's going to bring in the Bile Blights and the... Alright, so this is a good hand. We'll Claflin Raptor into Judge's Familiar, into Frostburn Weird. So if anything can just like go crazy, it's this draw. If he does have a Bile Blight, that's tough. Or a Drown in Sorrow, but it might be 4th turn before he can drown. We have the Rapid Hybridization, though, that can also give us value out of something. getting our Claflin Raptor up to a 3-4. Mutavault's nice. It's another card that will stick around after a board wipe. Caryatid's nice on his end if he has a Caryatid, but we do fly over top. Which could mean a fourth turn Siege or third turn Siege Rental, though. That's actually a better draw because we had a Claflin Raptor and a Familiar. Get in there for one. See, to Bile Blight off of a Claflin Raptor, and he does have the mana. Yuck. And I have no way to rapid hybridization it, so that is not good. Get 2 for 1 there. But it means it's not a Siege Rhino. Mutavault can come in. And I think it will just be Frostburn Weird. And swing for 1. And this isn't looking good for us. We just run out of steam. No masters to threaten. I like the Weird because it can push through Caryatid. I'd love to get like a Bident of Thassa here to start drawing cards. So still nothing. No Ajani, no. He must have a lot of control in his hand. And that is not good with the Mutavaults. We'll go ahead and swing in with both. You got to think he has an answer for this. And I'm just going to let it go through. I want to keep my rapid hybridization up. See what he does end of turn. Nothing. So maybe I could have just killed the Caryatid there. See, this is the game where Jace would have been amazing. That's a nice one. We'll attack in again with everything. And hopefully this doesn't get Abzan charmed. Or utter-ended. As it's the card that's going to get me back in this game. Even though we have really no dead draws except another Mutavault. And that's not dead. Like, an Nightthrill Shining Nyx will allow us to cast Nightville Spectre. I did this the wrong way again. I really need to pay attention how I'm tapping my lands. Because we could have Rapid Hybridization the Thassa if we wanted to. I don't know at this point if I care. But he's definitely thinking about either Abzan Charming or Utter Ending off the Thassa. And that's what ends up happening. Okay. So here comes the Elspeth, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to sneak through. Cyclonic Rift will be nice, but we need to hit... I just might go after him because I could care less about Elspeth if we can hit that Cyclonic Rift. Because this would kill off his tokens. But if I go after him, it gives him the option. And he might double up on a Mutavault. Yep. So that's going to put me back even further. So maybe that ended up not being the best play. Doubling up on the Mutavault, I would say, is the right play here. I'm down another mana. Wow, he actually leaves one back. So that works out really well for me. Elspeth goes down to a 2. But I am so far behind at this point. He'll have the blocker in the form of Caryatid. I need to draw into a Nightthrill Shining Nyx. To generate one more... Well, I need to draw into just a blue mana for Nightville Spectre. And a Wingmate Rock. Yeah, this is over. I don't think there's anything I can do to come back from this. Again... We could Cyclonic and Rapid. An Active Thassa is very good. Again, Kevin, wrong mana. I am the worst tapper of mana. I should have kept up the Rapid Hybridization one last time. See if he's got another Utter End or whatnot. We need the Cyclonic Rift. Absolutely need the Cyclonic Rift. Elspeth's just going to continue to put out soldiers. Elspeth will die next turn, though. I don't even think we attack into Elspeth. It's just going to be attack into him at this point. Except he's going to get an insane amount of life by attacking with these Wingmate Rocks. That's why I needed a Rapid Hybridization this Wingmate Rock, but I was stupid and tapped my mana. I'm just full of play mistakes today. I apologize. That's what happens when I play early in the morning. Because here he's going to gain 5, 6 life if he attacks with everything. And I only kill 2 soldiers, which I think is worth it. He's going to gain a minimum of 2 life if he doesn't. Again, the only hope I have is to draw into that Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. Tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I actually know I still need another mana source. Yeah, I could have rapid that guy off. I think at this point you just run the soldiers in just to gain life to put me out of range. And another Wingmate Rock. At this point isn't the greatest threat ever because we do have the Cyclonic Rift. We want that on top, of course. Gets us closer to the Cyclonic Rift. But I'm thinking the only way to do this, and we just let Elspeth live. I hold everything back and just cast a Nightveil Spectre. But does he swing with everything and just kill me? Is the problem. And leave everything back. And we have 1 out with the Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. Now, can I block with one of these Judge's Familiars? Do I need to block 1 with the Judge's Familiars when I'm... Because if he has an Abzan Charm, I just die. But if I block 1, I don't die to an Abzan Charm. So I'll scry everything away but a Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. Let's see if we can hit it. Negate goes to the bottom. And it's going to be a dead Thassa. So, I guess I can draw into... No, there's nothing I can even draw into. See what we would find off the top. Which would be a forest. We actually do live. We live next turn, I believe. Unless he just decides attacking with everything. But then that gets rid of our Cyclonic Rift. Just 1 off from that Cyclonic Rift. I guess I shouldn't have rifted that. That was the worst one to rift. And block the Judge's Familiar. Go to a 1. And if he's got the Abzan Charm, I just die here. And yep, that's going to be game. So we're going to game number 3. And this hand, I wouldn't keep this normally. Yeah, I would. But we need to not set time limits on this. But I mean, this would have ended up with a very aggressive Cloudfin Raptor into a Judge's Familiar, into a Needle. But we'll play another one here, just a 1 versus 1.